to the Navigant Credit Union Broadcast Center. I'm Molly O'Brien, and this is Kevin England. He is a hobbyist beekeeper. I wanted to make sure I got that right. And you teach Intro to Beekeeping not only at Plymouth Plantation, but at the Rhode Island Audubon, which is really neat. So, and he sent me a whole syllabus of Intro to Beekeeping, which was super cool. Looking forward to that. So you have classes starting at the Audubon this weekend. If you're interested and you want to find out more, those classes are $72 for non-member adults. That's March 5th. So I just wanted to get that if I forget at the end of the segment. So right here we have some local honey. We're going to get to that. Some honey from which, yeah, they made all these different kinds. We're going to get to that into a minute. But first I want to talk about something that was maybe a little startling to some people. It was to me. The U.S. put a type of bumblebee on the endangered species list for the first time recently. And I wanted to get your comments on that and kind of why it's important.
Well, that was a bumblebee, which is not a honeybee.
Yeah, different, but
it is
a type of bee.
It is a pollinator. It's called Bombus affinis. That's the name of the bee. Kind of interesting. It has a little red belly. That's how you can tell. But it is native to North America. It has been in decline since 1990, so it's actually been quite some time. Probably more prone to pesticides than even the honeybee, because the bumblebee, unlike the honeybee, lives in the ground. It doesn't live above ground. And in the wintertime, the queen becomes dormant, so it's the only one that exists for the colony. In the wintertime with a honeybee hive, you have about 10,000 bees, maybe 20,000 in the hive. In the middle of summer, that hive will go up to about 70, 80,000 bees. Just much more when there's a pollen to be gathered, you know.
Yeah.
So it could well be because of the pesticides, which affect the honeybee as well, but there's other reasons too. Interesting that the pesticides that probably are the worst are neonicotinoids, which you probably can guess are a derivative of nicotine.
Oh.
So that's what causes nervous system failure in honeybees. Why is it important? They're pollinators. Without honeybees, without bumblebees, you would not have fruit crops, anything from blueberries to tomatoes. The difference, though, is that in a bumblebee hive, you probably have 1,000 bees, 70,000 for a honeybee hive. They are much more a factor in pollination.
Are honeybees declining?
Well, they are, but for various different reasons. Part of it is also the pesticides. You've probably heard about colony collapse disorder, CCD, where entire hives get up and move, and they leave everything behind. They leave the eggs behind, everything. Part of that, though, is because the vast majority of honeybees are run by commercial beekeepers. And the commercial beekeepers move these hives on 18-wheel trucks throughout different parts of the country.
Wow.
So at one time, they'll be out doing almond groves in California, then moved up to do blueberries and cranberries, whenever the season is for the crop to be pollinated. And so the thought is that this constant moving and only really having one diet is not normal for the bee. I mean, normally they'd fly around and get a dandelion and a hyacinth and, a whole bunch of things.
Yeah.
Where you put them in an almond grove and it's almonds. It's like having fish every single night. You probably like it, but after a time you're going to get sick of it.
Yeah, no kidding.
But for the hobbyist beekeeper, we don't really face those kind of issues. It's mostly diseases and pesticides that we have to deal with, because I don't move my hives around. They stay in the backyard.
They're back there, in the backyard. So let's talk a little bit about bees and what they're good for. I mean, some people freak out, appropriately so, because some people are allergic, but bees really do a lot of good. Yeah.
There's a lot of people mistake, yellow jackets for honeybees. And what people don't realize is that honeybees are vegetarian. They wouldn't eat meat if they wanted to, where yellow jackets are carnivores and omnivores. They will.
And I had no idea that. That's amazing. I didn't know I didn't know yellow jackets did eat.
And the second thing is that Honeybee will only sting in defense of the hive, because when they sting, they die. The stinger comes out and part of their intestine comes with it. So they are very reluctant to sting somebody. The benefits are obviously they create honey, they pollinate plants, and for some people, they find that if they take honey on a regular basis, it actually helps them with allergies. And part of the theory behind that is if you look at these honey jars, you won't see the little grains of pollen that are in there, but there's undigested pollen.
Oh.
So if you have a little bit of honey every single day, you're actually exposing yourself to that pollen every day. And it's like getting a flu shot. You're developing the antihistamines for that. Now these two are from a spring flow. There's two flows, one in the spring, one in the fall. The spring flow is mostly trees, so it's maple tree, oak tree, apple. The fall flow, which usually starts around September, are all weeds, knotweed, ragweed, goldenrod. So if you're going to use this to try to work on an allergy, number one, you want local honey.
You don't want honey from Florida.
Yeah. If you go to the store and you buy orange blossom honey, there aren't too many orange trees here, so there's not going to be a whole lot of help there. So you want to get local honey, and if you know what your allergy is, you want to try to get it in the proper flow. So if your allergy is to ragweed, you want this one. If your allergy is to a maple or oak, you want that one.
And you were saying this is all from the same hive? This is
Same
not
hive,
yep.
This
Which that's
was-
amazing because they all look drastically different.
2 different years. This was 2 years ago. It's probably the lightest honey I'd ever harvested.